Inside Northeast Racing is brought to you by the New York State Stock Car Association, Gene Cole's Utica Rome Speedway, RCT Roofing, the Rooftop Shuffler, Joel Mearns, Jack's Used Race Car Parts, and more, and our friends at Dirt Track Digest. Welcome to this week's edition of Inside Northeast Racing. Here's a peek at the autograph session at the Accord Speedway this past Friday night. We'll start our race highlights at the Albany Saratoga Speedway, where the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints invaded the Great Race Place for the first time since 2006. Here's Mike Mallett with the call.
This 22-car field down to the green flag at the chalk line. Race fans, we are racing off the fourth turn. Will takes it up into turns number 1 and 2, and it will be Jason Barney out in front in car number 87. Benizig going to look back to the inside. Side by side, they'll race through corners number 3 and 4. Leading their charge will be Jason Barney. One of your leaders, they go into turn number 1. Friesen works the outside, Barney down low. Friesen gets a run down the back straightaway, nearly gets into Hansen as they race into turn number 3. Here comes Stuart Friesen now, looking for the lead as they work off of turn number 4. Side by side off the corners, they go to turn number 1. Friesen to the outside, fake in the middle, 3 wide as they go off of turn number 2. We've got a new leader on the back straightaway. Stuart Friesen now takes over the top spot on the outside as he brings it off the 4th turn. Off the corner, down the backstretch into 3. Now working it down into turn number 4. Picking up career win number 2, Stuart Friesen. Second will go to Jason Barney. Third to Mikhail Barat. Fourth to Steve Poirier. And unofficially in 5th. Put your hands together, your Empire Super Sprint feature winner, Stuart Friesen! Stu, congratulations. This thing was unbelievable. You had the worst draws of the night. You picked 71. Well, I'll blame that on Barb. You picked 12 for the A main, non-stop. You ran down Jason Barney, got the win.
Yeah, what a race car. I got to thank Doug Emery and Barb Patterson for giving me the opportunity to wheel this thing. We've been super fast everywhere we went this year. We were good with the 410, and man, it was pretty cool. First race back with a 360, and it was like I knew what I was doing out there. So it was a lot of fun. I got to thank everybody that worked on this car. It's a great win for us. M&W Aluminum Products, T-Bars, Torsion Bars, Penske Racing Shocks. It's a great group. The ESS is a great club. The racing's pretty intense, and I just tried to go as hard as I could there at the beginning, drawing 12th, and these things get kind of strung out. And as soon as I saw Jason kind of messing with traffic a little bit, we were able to keep the wing in some clean air and just keep the wheels on. It was a lot of fun.
20, Chris Booster with a 41. The 3J, Mark Johnson, Stuart Friesen aboard the 1J car. Jimmy Cottrell and Matt Depew make up row number 10. Jeremy Wilder and C.G. Morey in row 11. Justin Bowler, Jamike Soul, and Ray Horde scheduled to round out your starters. Horde and Soul do not answer the bell. One lap in as they make their way down to turn number 1. Showing the way to turn number 1, it is the 14G of Brian Gleason. But now off at turn number 2, you've got a new leader. As the Ravina Rocket launches off at turn number 4, he'll show as the leader of lap number 2. Side of the raceway off of turn number 2. RJ has cut the deficit down to 3. They go to turn 3 now, and Johnson using a different line down here through 3 and 4. Keith Flack up on the point. Here comes Ronnie Johnson. RJ looking down to the inside. Off of turn number 2, you got a new leader as Ronnie Johnson will nose out into the front. Ron Johnson on the inside, up on the outside, Keith Flack. Flack will work around the outside of RJ. As they work their way down here into turn number 1, they're side by side again. Johnson using the inside lane, Flack using the outside lane. As they go to turn 3, the side. Johnson with the advantage will slide up and take that outside lane away. As they work their way down off of turn number 2. Down to turn number 3, they work their way through the final set of corners. Off turn 4, checkered flag is in the air. Ronnie Johnson will get the win. RJ picks up the victory as he gets the win here in this 35-lap main event. Keith Flack will come home second. Down here in the automobile. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for tonight's modified feature winner. It's Ronnie Johnson.
Here's your weekly winners from Albany Saratoga, presented by the New York State Stock Car Association. At Malta, it was Josh Coonrad, Connor Cleveland, Timothy Davis, Dan Older, Ronnie Johnson, and Stuart Friesen. Our next highlights come from the Accord Speedway. Here's Friday night's modified feature, and track announcer Joel Mearns with the call.
Danny Tyler will start third in your front row for the 30-lap Big Block Modified feature on the outside. Bull Donnie Elliott in your bull sitter, Ken Boniface Jr. Here we come at a turn number 4. Boniface back up to the number 1 spot. Elliott back there in spot number 2. Here comes DC. That'd be Danny Creedon. Creedon gonna make it 3 wide off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Watch Creedon down to the inside. McKinney now moves into spot number 3. Here comes Rich Ricky Jr. down to the inside. Boniface up to the outside right now as he hangs on to the number 1 spot. Gonna hold off one of the best in the business. Here comes Mel Schrufer. Flag racing. Oh, Boniface hops the wheel. Make that. Creedon hops the wheel. That opens up the door for McKinney. He can hold on to that number 1 spot. McKinney back there in spot number 2. Oh, Boniface in trouble. Jackie Brown now moves into the number 2 spot. Checker flag set the fly to believe win number 2 here in 2013. It'll go to the Wild Child, Andy McKinney. Jackie Brown second. Mel Schrufer is third. Danny Creedon is 4th. And Rich Ricky Jr. rounds out the top 5.
Holy cow, what the heck is wrong with you? You're insane out there, Andy. You just get better and better, man. People that don't do it don't know how hard it is to run that line. If you're off an inch, you're out of it.
Yeah, if you're off an inch, you're out of it. And we were out of it a little bit tonight. I think we got pretty lucky tonight. Car was a little bit off, and the 69, the Boniface kid ran a real good race there, and looked like he clipped a backstretch wall here, and unfortunate for him because he had a pretty good car.
Yeah, he was doing a great job, the young kid. He actually puffed a cloud of smoke, so something must have cut down. Any words of advice to him? Hang in there, right?
Yeah, just keep it off the fence as much as you can here. And this is a tight place, and it's tough racing, and I feel pretty fortunate to be standing where I am right now.
It's always a pleasure, Andy. We got to give him a round of applause.
Dan Martin, back to you.
Thanks, Andy. Here are the Accord Weekly winners from Friday night, presented by the New York State Stock Car Association. Down at Accord, it was Tyler Boniface, John Wyanoski, Anthony Perego, Ron Ryan, Andy Becchetti, and Johnny Bankich. Don't forget the Paul Denton Memorial for the Pro Stocks coming up on Wednesday, August 14th at the Utica Rome Speedway, with all divisions in competition. Now to the Fonda Speedway. We'll start with the Pro Stocks, presented weekly by RCT Roofing, followed by the modified feature. Here's track announcer Josh Phillips with the call.
Laps the distance, looking for the green flag off of turn number 4. Green is out in the air, and the mullet going to jump up, grab the early race lead. So Jeff McPhail going to grab the point with Kenny Gates already up to the number 2 spot. Not used to starting this far up front, so Gates going to jump up and grab that number 2 position. Here comes Dennis Joslin down to the inside as they go 3-4 wide into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4. Kenny Martin driving with his eyes closed right now as he works through the middle of the pack. Little bumping and banging back there, but everybody skates through clean green, A-OK, as McSpirit falls all the way to the tail end, got hung out to dry. But they all race it down through turn number 1 and 2. Your race leader right now, the number 93 of Jeff McPhail. Running in the number 2 spot rides Kenny Gates as they go 3 wide down the backstretch into turn number 3. Gates going to step up on the outside. Yes, Kenny Gates working the outside of the speedway as they go 3 wide again off of track. About 10 car lengths separate them as they go down the backstretch into turn number 3. Plenty of time yet, as we'll see 7 to go this time by as they white flag out this time by as they come off of turn number 4. Your race leader Pete Broderson looking for yet another win. He goes down across the stripe into turn number 1 and 2. And now finally Martin's got it within a second, but he is going to run out of time. Down the backstretch they race while the race for the number 3 position picking up. Gates working on the high side, Stone down low as they come out of turn number 2 for the final time. Stone going to hang right there with him down the backstretch. Meanwhile, the race leader, now winner off at turn number 4. Checker flag is in the air. Pete Broderson grabbing another one. Second goes to Martin. The race for third going to go right down to the stripe as Kenny Gates going to edge out on the top side to grab that number 3 spot. Fourth goes to the number 31 of Nick Stone, and coming home 5th.
Soul up there on the point, pacing the field, mashing the gas out of turn number 4. They race it down to the stripe, 3 wide through the field as they race down into turn number 1 and 2. Soul going to shoot out of the cannon out of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Green up to the number 2 spot. 3 wide as they exit turn number 2. Baron Mahaney and the 14 of Gleason. Here comes the 3D of Matt DiLorenzo. Keep an eye at the back of the field. Stuart Friesen got a long way to go and a short time to get there as he started all the way at the scratch position, and he is 3 wide with him as they come off a turn. Side-by-side battle picking up for the number 4, 5, 6 spot as Weiler's now gotten by Green for the number 4 position. Green falls back to 5th. And here comes Stuart Friesen trying to crack the top 14 laps in the book, and Stuart Friesen 22nd to 4th. As he goes down the backstretch, he's got all sorts of motor underneath the number 1F. 7 car lengths into turn number 3. But here comes Friesen down on the inside. Stuart Friesen working it down low off of turn number 4. This time by will be 6 to go. And Mike Soul, if he had a rear view mirror, he would see it full of the number 1F. Friesen down to the inside to grab the race lead. He grabs the race lead. 24 laps. It took Stuart Friesen to go from 22nd to scratch in the backup car off of turn number 4. Checker flag is in the air. Stuart Friesen picking up the win. Mike Soul comes home in the number 2 spot. Third is Elton Palmer. 4th will be Danny Varin at the line as he sneaks by a record.
I was just saying, I don't remember in my lifetime, and I'm sure Jack Johnson did when I was a small kid, and I just don't remember, but I mean, really, do you go home at night and think, this is Fonda Speedway, and I am, like, dominating here? Do you think about that, or do you try to stay humble about the whole thing?
No, it's this is the track of champions for a reason. It's a lot of history, and I'm very honored and very proud to be running good here the last couple of years, and just hopefully we can keep it up. Like I said, we got a great team, great group effort. Just really, really proud of everybody involved.
Here are this week's winners from the Fonda Speedway, presented by the New York State Stock Car Association. At Fonda, it was Wayne Ruscia, Kenny Hollenbeck, Kerry Hollenbeck, Dave Constantino, Pete Broderson, and Stuart Friesen. Here are some more of the NISCA weekly winners from this past weekend's action. We start at the Orange County Fair Speedway with Jesse Leiby, Stephen Kammer, Mike Ruggiero, and L.J. Lombardo. We moved to the Lebanon Valley Speedway, where it was Jim Gronke, Chad Arsenault, Big Ed Hatch, Chad Pierce, Jay Corbin, J.R. Hefner, and Alan Hotailing. Time to divert your attention to the Rooftop Shuffler. Now to you, Joel Mearns.
Well, I'm up here right now at the Accord Speedway, Battle of the Bullring, Tuesday night. LJ Lombardo, we got some news for the fans. The mullet has been cut. Coming off a Saturday night, you picked up the first Dirt Car Sportsman feature win down the Orange County Fair Speedway, and I can still see the smile a mile wide. Let's talk about a little bit about the gentleman that was behind you in second, Anthony Perego. One heck of a race there the last couple of laps.
Yeah, we got, I think, 8 laps to go, and the flagman was telling me he's right behind me, so thought to myself, better get going now, and he came up behind me, hurt his motor a little bit, and the caution came out, and that really saved me. We gave him a good move on the start and pulled a couple car lengths and finally came home with it.
Let's also talk about a little bit before the start of that feature event, and I think weeks building up to it. There was a rumor that if you had won your first feature event in the Sportsman division, that your dad, of course, Lou Lombardo, Ultimate Restorations, that'll be $20, Lou. But anyway, that of course he's got what somewhat looks like a mullet. But the rumor was that if you happen to win the feature event, that the hair had to get cut. Let's talk about the feeling when you started in Victory Lane, started chomping away at the back of that hair.
Yeah, if they gave me a better pair of scissors, it'd be a lot more fun. But I had to pull on his hair a little bit more than I wanted to. But yeah, his hair's finally gone, and he definitely was happy for it. My parents were happy for it, my mom, my brothers, my whole family. And it's been about 40 years since he's had it. And yeah, that was cool.
We're going to end this clip with, "Hey Lou, welcome to the club."
Don't forget the first annual Cole Cup coming up on September 7th at Utica Rome Speedway, featuring a $7,000 to win 360 sprint car show, along with sportsmen on the card that night. Speaking of Utica Rome Speedway, let's take a trip out to the Vernon Oval. We'll start with the modified main, follow up with the sportsman. Here's track announcer Mike Mallett with the call.
As I do each and every Sunday night here at the Action Track of the East, race fans, into corner number 3, now into turn 4. Here comes Ward on the top side of the speedway. Pat Ward looking to make a move off of turn number 4, and into the number 2 spot goes Pat Ward. Willie Decker, Pat Ward, side by side, they go into turn number 1. Ward going to have the preferred lane on the outside now. And Ward going to blast on by Willie Decker, and he's going to take over the race lead. So into the top spot goes the number 42P of Pat Ward. So 18 are in, 12 laps to go for the Genoa Giant. Pat Ward through turn number 1, Davis is there, Johnson, Burley, and now Matt Shepard driving the 9S up inside the top 5. Comes Davis through the middle, 3 wide down the back straightaway with Roberts the slower car. They'll go into turn number 3 again. 2 laps will make it 1 to go. Next time off the turn, white flag this time by. It's Pat Ward and Jimmy Davis side by side as they go into turn number 1. Davis down on the inside. Ward takes it up to the outside. Off the corner, Jimmy Davis takes over the lead. Ward going to try to dive it off the bottom, off the corner to the checkered flag. The win goes to Jimmy Davis, second to Pat Ward. Third, off of corner number 4 to the 89B of Todd Burley. Fourth, we'll go to Matt Shepard. Fifth to Alan Johnson. A little heavy after that one. That was quite the battle out in front between you and Pat Ward. Able to sneak by him there at the end. Congratulations and welcome back to Utica Rome Speedway Victory Lane.
Boy, thank you very much. Wow, that's all I got right now. That was one heck of a race. I hope all you guys up there enjoyed that. It don't get much better than that. You know, you race a class act like Pat Ward, and you know, he got a little messed up there with that lap traffic, but hats off to him. He ran a great race. Feels awesome to be in Victory Lane here again, the way we've been running all year. This is really satisfying, man.
Green flag is in the air and we are racing in this 20-lap Sportsman main event as they work their way off the 4th turn into corners number 1 and 2 they go. It will be the 42C of Craig Pope taking over the number 1 position. Down the backstretch they'll go into turn number 3. Randy Chantel with him on the inside. They work side by side through the corner, and Chantel going to drift up. And Chantel looks to take over the number 1 spot as they work off the turn. So Hutchings has got the top spot. He'll protect the bottom groove now through turns number 1 and 2. Janzik still there for the runner-up spot. And again, Janzik gets the run off the corner. Now Janzik takes a look to the inside. Side by side one more time. Now they go to turn number 3. Let's see what Janzik's got for him, though. Janzik was able to track him down last time off of turn 2. A couple of car lengths separating him. Now the battle for third begins to pick up between AJ Philbeck and Bunk. Bunk looks to the inside now as Hutchings brings it off the turn with Janzik trying the high side of the speedway. And again, Janzik going to take over the race lead as they come down and go into turn number 1. Goes Matt Janzik. He'll take it into corners number 3 and 4. To the checker flag, making 4 in a row. 4, Matt Janzik. Second, going to go to Clark Hutchings. Third will go to AJ Philbeck. Fourth goes to Jeremy Vunk. And the 5th position falls to the number 97 of Shen. Matt, congratulations. Another night of racing, another feature win. This seems to be about the time this team gets rolling here each and every year at Utica Rome.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. We're just really clicking on. I guess I gotta thank my engine builder first off, because man, this thing's an animal, and I'd love to get a big block someday and see what we can do with that. But I gotta thank him right now for building this horsepower we got. So to be able to run with them spec motors and to get up through there the way we do, this thing's just phenomenal.
Here's your Utica Rome weekly winners presented by the New York State Stock Car Association. At Utica Rome on Sunday night, it was Jimmy Davis, Matt Janzik, Pete Stefanski, and Dave Bruno. Our final weekend stop will be at the Glen Ridge Motorsports Park. Here's the modified feature, followed by the Sportsman main. Let's go to Josh Phillips for the call.
The field getting ready, taking green, off of turn number 4, listen to them roar. They race it down the front stretch into turn number 1 and 2. Bob Savoy going to grab the top spot. Richie Price hanging on to the number 2 position. They race it down the backstretch into turn number 3, off of turn number 4. 1 lap in the book. Bob Savoy showing the way right now. Price riding second. Third is better. Fourth right now, Rockefeller. As Rockefeller going to shoot out of a cannon out of turn number 2, trying to get to the inside to grab that number 3 position as they race it off at turn number 2. Your race leader Savoy showing the way down the back stretch now as they come off at turn number 2, and the side-by-side battle continues for the number 3 spot. Parallel flags, 2 to go this time by for Bob Savoy. Second rides Price, third is Varin, fourth is Hansen, fifth is the number 79 of Rocky Warner. Sixth right now rides Rockefeller, followed by Becker, Billington, the 17 of Reckner, Bobby Varin. White flag is in the air, last lap for Bob Savoy, down to turn number 1, out of turn number 2, down the back stretch this time. He can see it, he can feel it, and he's about to taste it into turn number 3. Off the corner, checker flag is in the air. Bobby Savoy picking up a win. Second goes to Richie Price, third to Bobby Varin, fourth to the 20C of Craig Hansen. Rocky Warner coming home fifth. Field looking for the green off at turn number 4. Mash the gas and down the straight they go. Hohenschelt going to grab that number 1 position as they go through turn number 1 and 2 on the backstretch. Straight wide down the backstretch. They race down into turn number 3 and 4 off the turn. Curtis Hohenschelt going to complete lap number 1 in that number 1 position as they go 3 wide. We've got one around over in turn number 3 and 4. Caution lights coming back out. Green means go once again out of turn number 4, and they race it down into turn number 1 and 2. Ivan Joslin working there up on the high side of the speedway, going to grab that number 2 position, go after your race leader as they race it side by side for the race lead off at turn number 4 to complete lap number 3. Ivan Joslin going to squeak by on the wall, and I believe he will be your new race leader. Ivan Joslin up to the number 1 position as Hohenschel off the pace. Out of turn number 2 down the backstretch, slowing the number 54 machine. I believe he is going to take it to white flag is in the air as lap traffic goes 3 wide back there behind him. Pessolano sneaking through, so Pessolano last chance off of turn number 2. He's got to a half a straightaway but can't get any closer. Ivan Joslin out of turn number 3 off of turn 4. Checker flag is in the air. Ivan Joslin picking up the win. Second goes to Brian Pessolano. Third will be the number 9 of Shea Montgomery. Fourth to the 21K of Corey Wilder. Fifth.
Niska Weekly winners from the Glen Ridge Motorsports Park this week are Doug Norrie, Blake Schwarting, Rob Van Arnhem, Keith Tessero Jr., Ivan Joslin, and the Silver Bullet, Bob Savoy. A bonus to the program comes from the first midweek special at Accord Speedway in 10 years, Brett Deyo's Battle of the Bullring. And it's off to the rooftop shuffler for the call.
Up here at the Accord Speedway Battle of the Bullring, $5,100 to the winner to celebrate 51 years of racing. Bobby Varin, it's been a little while since you've been up here at the quarter mile dirt track. Of course, King of the Catskills last year. Welcome back to the Ulster County Bullring.
Yeah, we like it down here. We've run down here a couple years for the King of the Catskills. Obviously, we have a track up on Friday nights that we run out our way, but this is a nice little bull ring down here, and we're excited to be back here again.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your thoughts on the field tonight. Of course, a lot of heavy hitters here for $5,100. That's not too bad of a payday here tonight, but some of your thoughts on tonight's action and where you think you might wind up.
Well, my thoughts on the action is, well, Brett's put on quite a show here, so we have a lot of really, really good drivers from the local area and, obviously quite a ways away as well. So there's a lot of talent in the field tonight. Draw is going to play a major factor. We didn't draw so good, so we're going to see what happens, with that. And also, I'm driving Joey Decker's number 10 car here tonight. They've been gracious enough to offer me a race car to drive, so it's not something that I'm used to, and so we got to figure that out a little bit. So I guess point blank, just look for us in victory lane.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not much of an artist myself either. I don't draw very well either. But I'll tell you, it's the competition is going to be tough up here tonight, but lots of luck to you guys. And what do you think that we'll probably see you back end King of the Catskills?
Yeah, we'll come back here as much as we can. Gary Palmer puts on a nice facility here, and I talk to him once in a while, and he always welcomes new faces to his racetrack. So it's just a pleasure to be down here and to be involved with all these Accord fans. So a bunch of great people down in this area, and we're looking forward to a great race. Hopefully we can pull something off tonight.
Well, I don't have any more intelligent questions to ask, so that's Bobby Varin driving the Joey Decker number 10 car.
I don't have intelligent answers.
Up here at the Ulster County Bullring, the Accord Speedway.
Here we come out of turn number 4. Mike Mahaney going to lead him down at turn number 1. Billy Powell Jr. back there in spot number 2. Heading out of the corner down the back straightaway now. Mike Mahaney's got the early lead. Billy Powell Jr. running in the number 2 spot as they work out of the turn. Side by side battle between Man Miller and Creedon. Lap number 1. Way down the front straightaway. McKenny and Higbee now moving in to challenge Creedon, who goes after Mahaney. 3 wide for the number 5 spot down the back straightaway. Mahaney now sets back into spot number 2. We got problems. Boniface. He's battling off the turn for a top 5 spot. We stay clean and green as they work off of turn number 4 right now. Everybody trying to get around 4 wide over there in turn number 2. They keep it going in the right direction. It's Mike Rickey now getting involved with the number 176 machine. There's still 3 wide as they work on went wrong now. There's Mike Rickey up to the outside. And hey, McKenny and Rickey get together. Rickey's in trouble. Oh, big trouble for Mike Rickey. Hangs on to the number 1 spot. Did a lot of battling with Mahaney. Ladies and gentlemen, celebrating 51 years of racing. The win's gonna go to DC Danny Creedon. Second spot, Jackie Brown. Andy McKenny is third. Rick Laubach fourth, and Kevin Ward will round out the top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. We're going to send Jeff on down to the front straightaway to pick up the win and talk to tonight's feature winner, the bad boy himself, Danny Creedon. Hey, we got a happy winner down here, Creedon.
You've been watching Inside Northeast Racing, sponsored by the New York State Stock Car Association, Gene Cole's Utica Rome Speedway, RCT Roofing, Bobco Video, Northeast Racing Videos, the Rooftop Shuffler, Joel Mearns, Jack's Used Race Car Parts and more, and our friends from Dirt Track Digest. For Mimi Lazaro, Mike Mallett, Joel Mearns, and Josh Phillips, my name's Dan Martin, saying see you next time. Inside Northeast Racing is a Northeast Racing Videos production.